Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host, Christopher Michael Curtis Bowen, on this edition of Fire of Liberty, May 20th, 2000. Excuse me. Actually, yes, it is the 20th of May. May 20th, 2017, as we co-create this wonderful, beautiful paradise on Earth, leading this renaissance and this legacy of golden age throughout the entire planet. As we ascend, transcend, and transmute, and beautify, and ultimately coexist in nature, in peace, in harmony, and in fantastic eternal bliss. And as we live this, and as we experience this, and as we learn this, we develop our consciousness, and we learn how to once again accelerate even faster now that we're now in this Type 23 civilization of the power output of 10 to the 236 watts, the ability to store that much energy, which of course allows us to co-create even more expansively with that accelerated and continuing consciousness and growth. Which is important to know because, of course, one, the advanced things that comes with this mindset. Of course, the mindset is, which is one of the fundamental bases of all consciousness. As I break down in the Vedas in my previous episodes, which I've already explained, and also breaking down and just kind of what I termed common knowledge with the type of all those, everything from influences to the technologies of the histories of those individuals I mentioned, to their stories, to the inventions, etc., 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 builds and builds and builds. So the facilitation, of course, is very great because obviously this positive renaissance is absolutely marvelous, perfect, and renaissanceistic in every single way. Every single human being is in a positive transition. Every single life form is elevating, accelerating, radiating light, and absorbing light, especially the plants, the light codes from our sun, as well as experiencing a type of rebirth, which is a comparison of rebirth of the lightning strikes, giving nitrogen back to the earth. Therefore, Mother Earth and the clouds and elementals and the plant kingdom are involved heavily in this type of communication, not only with other life forms such as the animal kingdom and the insect kingdom, the bug kingdom, and the human species, human people, and all of us, but the ability to transcend, to liberate, to facilitate, and to co-create endlessly. And the fact of the matter is the solution of, and this is just one solution. There's, of course, there's endless solutions. And two, there's a solution to every single, what is quote and unquote problem. Because there, once again, as I already reiterated in many other editions before, there are no problems, especially with our, one, advanced healing abilities, two, advanced knowledge, which is not really just advanced knowledge, it's just knowledge of that which already exists, and just the awareness, pretty much the level of awareness of our own intuitive self, of our senses, for example, our five senses. Well, we really have more than five senses, of course. Learning from our plant kingdom, we can gain a lot more senses, which they teach us all the time. Of course, as described by, which I'm going to also reiterate a little bit, and read some excerpts. This is really what allows us to be eye-opening, mind-opening, and be free and freer than we ever were, or not ever were, but always continually being free and always continually experiencing this endless freedom of that which is, endless freedom. So, being able to once again ingest this allows us to expand our architectural understanding and as well as our consciousness and therefore our spirituality. So just going straight into it is one of the things, of course, is the fact or the matter of tree talk, as the tree people described by Adama. I believe Adama describes it, as well as I believe Mikos describes it. But Mikos is the guardian of the Library of Pathologos. Very, very grand library. I will read a little bit about that. But that should already be known. And the truth of the matter is, which is incredibly incredible, just thinking about it, of course, it's incredibly exciting. Because every single day, where it's like the entirety of planet Earth is aware of this, because it's true. The entirety of the planet Earth is aware of this. This is the fact, and it's very exciting. The masters of, for example, the master from the land of Ariani, which I mentioned many times before, Admiral Byrd's visit to the master, and talking about the surface world, and just talking about basically how we are free and how we are peaceful, and how that's what we are creating, what we are, and as I say, helping build the ladders, of course, is to that which we want to become. Where we already, like, if you want to become something, you already envision that as that which you are right now, enabling you to be that unlimited force, that unlimited being, and therefore, of course, like I said already, experience and live in eternal bliss always, which is how we're supposed to be. This is the truth that, of course, sets us free. One of the truths, and of course this doesn't just stop here. Of course, the truth about the ICC, to the Galactic Federation of Planets, to the quarantine that's being lifted. I'm absolutely certain it's in the process of being lifted, and that's, of course, one of our main duties, is because we should have, of course, a lot more communication, a lot more trade, and just a lot more, traffic flow between our extraterrestrials families, our space family, our galactic family. We should have, and this is the truth, there's going to be millions and billions of landings. Billions of landings from all the billions and billions and billions of planets in our universe, in our solar system. And that's grand, absolutely fantastic. And that's exactly a wonderful, beautiful fruition. That's only, once again, a small taste of what it's like to experience the not just experience, but to really be one with with nature, with our family. It's our family, and to really be in tune with one another. And that reunion of our galactic family is absolutely special. It's very unique, and it's very, very, very special. And it means a lot to all of us. We are really able to really really kind of imbibe, kind of immerse ourselves like into water, into warm water, that type of warmth, of love, of appreciation, of dedication, of just that deep love, because that's all. Everything is love. Everything is pieces. Everything is magically beautiful, peaceful. And there are so many benevolent beings and so many benevolent forces that are on obviously, they're obviously good and wanting to do good things and wanting to help us and be with us and love us. Um, in there's so many descriptions, and some of the most wonderful things is the fact of just some of the descriptions of what's life on here on Earth, which is fantastic. Mammoths. Mammoths on in Earth ultimately, and the smoky sun in the core, which is also described, and I definitely encourage people to. I definitely encourage everybody to research and know about that. The flugel rats, the cities that seem to be made of a crystal material. Beverages like nothing Admiral Byrd has ever tasted before in his description. He's describing going down a long hallway lit by rose-colored light that seems to be emanating from the very walls. From what I understand, that is actual living walls. The light is a type of living light, and it's not something that it is this living light that is on these walls is a type of, well, one great way to describe it is the crystal. To understand, kind of grasp the concept, is like it's an actual crystal wall emanating. And also another comparison is the planet, the golden planet Theuba, whose frequency, the very frequency of life there is vibrant, so vibrant that there's more spans of colors. Once again, there's like 30 different types of reds, different hues and vibrancies of reds, greens, blues, purples, all colors that are amazing to the eye. And the other thing, which I've actually already described in the previous episode, but I want to add, was which I actually, I'm not going to mention that. I'm just going to explain this other positive thing, which is continuously positive, is the description of the I was going to say the food. Once again, their fruit, their vegetables, everything is massive size. Their ability to create food, as I've already mentioned before, is absolutely spectacular. Their feasts are unlike anything else. The hydroponic gardens of Telos, of course, that as was been described before by Sharila Dux, who's the ambassador to Telos. Ambassador from Telos. She is the daughter of the queen. I believe her name is Rama, and the king's name is Ra. And she is almost 300 years old. The ambassador, the princess, and I need to double check how old the king and queens are. I believe they're much older, obviously, double the age, I believe. And see, that's the thing. Age, I mean, and same thing with the type of marriage situations that, I mean, it's common, for one, that dating happens between 25-year-olds and 100 or 300-year-olds. It's not uncommon for that to happen, or a marriage between that age, 125 years. Just because of obviously just that understanding and grasping of that culture, that just opens up our minds to, of course, experience life completely differently in wonderful limitless positive ways, of course, as we're creating this paradise on Earth. There are many, and here's the thing about, of course, in Unacknowledged, Unacknowledged, the book Unacknowledged, it does mention many of the bases, the underground bases, and the bases that exist all over the world, but all over the U.S. and of course Area 51, and the shuttles and the transportation train-like things that can go from the surface of the Earth or underground to the interior of the Earth in less than 10 minutes. And these shuttles travel faster than the speed of sound. Of course, the operators. This is Colonel Woodard, Colonel Billy Fay Woodard of the United States Air Force, is describing how the operators of this train, for sake of conversation, I'll call it a train, but the operators are of a stature of 13 to 14 feet in height. They look like us in their appearance, but much more highly evolved, speak through telepathy. Men have beards or not, and women's skin is flawless, indeed having a perfect, clear complexion. Their expression for humans is one of concern for us as they see where we humans are headed. There are 7 civilizations in the inner earth which are governed by principles of harmony. They understand and they speak all languages of the earth. Their understanding of medical knowledge is phenomenal. And this was back in 2002. This information was gathered and written down with permission from a recording taken on the phone January 10th, 2002. Walls are smooth. If you pull a hollow tube through a ball of clay, you get an idea of how smooth it is. One shuttle goes out to the Pacific Ocean, 350 miles due west of Monterey, where there's a pyramid. Another shuttle goes to the Cheyenne Mountain facility. Large shuttles are approximately a quarter of a mile long. Interior inhabitants make use of these machines. Smaller shuttles are 50 to 60 feet in length. Of course, travel faster than the speed of sound, as I already mentioned. Zora is an inner Earth scientist who's 150,000 years old. As Woodward is explaining the story, Colonel Woodward. And he talks about quiet zones, entry into the... And honestly, this type of information goes on and on and on. I mean, there's aeroships, flying saucers, which part of their personality goes into the creation of the aeroship through the process of thought due to their very powerful minds. This makes the aeroships perfect in design and execution and motion. Only a few persons of the surface have these similar abilities to create due to the repressions of these abilities in childhood by religion, education, and family fears. The people of the interior are allowed to create the space of their imagination, if you will, and there they create. Disease will not enter their bodies, for it is not allowed. As surface humanity, and this is what I've obviously been saying literally pretty much every single day, with our, of course, living in the golden age. As surface humanity enters into the coming fourth dimensional phase, the inner earth people will come forward and more deeply work with us on the surface. People on the surface are presently so involved with the sense of me that they cannot live together harmoniously. People of the surface who seek to reach inner earth inhabitants through meditation will receive it. Not about me, obviously. I just literally just said, but it's not about me, but it's the one I've been not that it's about me, but I'd love to give this example. Of course, we're all one beings, and these dreams of being in meditation and being with the children of inner earth, or excuse me, meditating with the children and astral projecting and experiencing and learning the memories, and then same thing with here on the surface, and then seeing these kids, these children, these experiences, and these wonderful people in my life as I dreamed about them. Like I go to sleep, I dream, and then they're there. Sometimes it'd be, a week, 2 weeks after the dream I had 2 weeks prior. Now, thankfully, it's actually coming a lot closer, and now it's more in time, which is really cool. Once again, it's a type of synchronicity, beautiful synchronicity, which is one just beautiful thing. Okay. One of the first things they showed us in the interior was their capability of interplanetary travel and time travel. The basis of time travel is likened to bending space, which comes through the power of meditation and by the acceptance of being an unlimited being, which I've said at the beginning of every broadcast. We're unlimited beings. If you train your mind at the subconscious level that you are an unlimited being, all things are possible, which all things are, which I've just said today, obviously. Anyway, as we experience this unlimited power, actually, let's just read. As I read, we read to read as we read. On the surface, capabilities to experience this infinite power are more easily awakened at such portals as Mount Shasta, which serves as the space-time portal directly to the inner earth. Once in the surroundings of Mount Shasta, you are drawn into the harmonious state. That's what sleeping feels like. That's what meditation feels like, and that's what's been happening. I've noticed it's been happening more and more and more and more and more and more and more. Which is one thing, the benevolence factor. Two, it's this projection of an aura of great harmony in a lovely atmosphere. In my experiences at Mount Shasta, the Telosians and their civilization underground in that area are projecting an aura of great harmony in a lovely atmosphere. And he talks about Area 51 as well. There's so many positive things, not just with the Mount Shasta and Telos, but the breakdowns of the Atlanteans, their stories, to the Venusians, Valiant Thor, and his communication with the previous president at the time. The type of contacts that we have that are so benevolent and huge and so peaceful in their technology and their stories and their experience and their love and their unity is so spectacularly wonderful. It's so exciting. Peace on earth is so magnificent. It's only just the beginning. It's so fantastic. As we move inexorably toward the revelation that is first contact, we intend to turn our attention briefly towards your inner neighbors. Inner Earth is a concept that has inspired numerous myths, legends, and fantastic stories. The first point is to be made that inner Earth does exist. Your geological science has long claimed that Mother Earth is a solid spheroid composed solely of a dense middle section called the mantle and a highly electromagnetic central core. You live on the Earth's exterior crust that surrounds the mantle. Today we can tell you that Mother Earth's configuration is quite different. Like all celestial objects such as planets or stars, the Earth is hollow. This fact is suppressed by those who secretly rule you because the truth of this has a knockoff effect that can upset other core misconceptions used to manipulate you. Truth is a very powerful open sesame. When wisely used, it can reveal vast new vistas of knowledge and encourage you to apply your inner wisdom to your current circumstances, which is something I do every single day, which is something we do every single day, which is something that love does every single day, light does every single day, unity does every single day, intuition does every single day, and our senses, naturally, which is the combining of the very type of process that our plants are teaching us, guiding us through, and uniting us through. Inner Earth consists of two main features. First is Mother Earth's inner crust, which is a continuation of the external surface crust. The two polar regions have a large entrance or hole, somewhat like a cored apple, and the crust wraps itself around the mantle into the hollow interior. The outer and inner crusts have very similar topography. Both comprise oceans, continents, mountain ranges, lakes, and rivers. It is merely that the inner crust faces the Earth's core. This core glows and is surrounded by a cloudy veil. The light given off is more diffused than the light of the sun, so the daylight in inner Earth is softer and gentler than on the Earth's external surface. This Second main feature of the inner Earth is called the so-called cavern worlds. These are immense hollows within the mantle, some of which are natural features created by Mother Earth, while others were made using the advanced technology of Inner Earth's major society, land of Agartha. This land is the last living remnant of the Earth's second Galactic Federation colony, Lemuria. Look at this beautiful, magnificent truth of Earth's second Galactic Federation colony, which we're now building. We're now building a Galactic Federation colony, which I described as a Galactic Society. But Galactic Federation colony is beautiful, fantastic. We are a part of this magnificent universe. We are. And all those beautiful fruitions of every single type of thought form and experience is beautiful and a part of this excellent building block of legacy to link us all together and always be one. In intuition, in connectivity, and in spirit, and in body and mind and soul and divine energy, which is alive in Lemuria's legacy to the surface people of Mother Earth. Lemuria and later on Agartha have continuously held the light for your transformation back into fully conscious beings of light. Agartha is a world much like yours. Inner Earth contains a thriving ecosystem in which can be found creatures no longer existing on the surface. This exotic menagerie is carefully supervised. Close to the various cities of Inner Earth are special areas where Agarthans care for and necessarily heal the many creatures of this varied ecology. Agarthans reside in a network of crystal cities spread throughout Inner Earth. These vary in size from roughly 10,000 to 1 million inhabitants, although most range from 100,000 to 200,000 people. These cities more closely resemble many settlements that together form the whole society. The underlying unit is the podlet. The podlets, sharing a similar life purpose, group together to form clans. Clans are the primary building blocks of a galactic society. Over time, fully conscious human beings have developed a format for harmonious living called Galactic Society, of which Agartha is a prime example. In our case, a system of 12 clan forms the core of this society's operation, and these are organizing according to task, administration, engineering, healing, sciences. Each clan breaks down into podlets containing a maximum of 64 individuals. It is common for podlet from one clan to associate freely with those from the other 11. These larger groupings form many communities that each possesses the resources for creatively solving any problem that arises. These many communities in turn blend to form neighborhoods of a city. Thus, each city is a beehive of individuals who come together to share and contribute to their neighborhood, their city, and their world. This is a very amazing, fantastic revelation of cultural, of scientific, and spiritual growth, which is happening all the time, every single day, in a very special, unique way. Obviously, as I described before, live out and do. As we describe, live out and do. The ruling council of Agartha is composed of 12 clan heads elected to this post for their past meritorious service to clan and society. From this council was chosen an individual considered to be the wisest and the most deserving of the titular honor of king or queen of Agartha. This person is in charge of the vast army of emissaries and liaisons sent to the surface world and to the appropriate councils of the Galactic Federation. Their responsibility is to see that your transformation back into physical angels goes according to the divine plan. Their work on your behalf helps us to refocus this first contact mission, and indirectly resulted in Dikrazo, or Operation Spirit. Moreover, the king and his council have set the agenda for the amazing period that is to follow the actual mass landings on our world. Whoa, look at that! Look at that timing! There is so much synchronicity in that statement. Advanced technology, which allows each person to create his or her own daily food and clothing, makes each crystal city self-sufficient. The farming, building, manufacturing industries of the surface world are rendered obsolete by this light technology. For example, each individual can change the appearance and interior design of her residence on a whim. This technology also transports a person from one point to another almost instantaneously. This means that the world becomes a community as accessible to you as your immediate neighborhood. Thus, Agarthan's thinking is not constrained by the limiting conditions that their surface neighbors live under. The freedom conferred by this light technology has released wonderfully creative talents that are put to full use by their society. Happily, the Agarthans are now using these skills to reunite Agartha with their surface brethren. Unity, 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 unity. Amazing truth that I described before. We are creating, we are curating, we are creators, we are unlimited, we are that, and we are to become. And we are obviously endless and super spectacular. Unlimited. United, free. And we always can be, we always shall be, we always will be. We're meant to love, you know? Meant to unite. We're always always free. The name Olaf Jensen. There is so much positivity. I literally am just so stoked. And I'm glad that I can radiate it. And I'm glad I can be the example. And I'm glad I can be the leader. And I'm glad I'm alive. And I'm glad that I get to beautifully watch this, witness it, be and experience it, be alive as a creator being. 21st century, living, lover, being of a leader of light, a prosperity ambassador for planet Earth and to the solar system. I will not give up. I am excited. I am ready. I am enthusiastic. I am a creator. I am paradise on Earth. I love you all. I love everything.